You good?
All right.
Got the track. You good?
The Man in High Castle.
I just started with that.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, perfect.
Send me with the track. Are we good? Oh. Mute our mics. Go ahead.
It's been a long time, but I'm finally back in my castle. Richie, Otaku King, similar to Koopa. Still be killing tracks like I'm Super Mario jumping Goombas. Don't play for Oklahoma, but I get that money sooner than these haters. I'm the greatest, that's why they spread Twitter rumors. Go in on every single word that I spit. Fly like I'm in a Tanuki suit, bitch. Similar to syphilis, my flow is so sick. Yo, I'm rare like a golden chocobo mix. I'm in the zone like Green Hill, throwing shots like a bullet bill. I'm pretty chill, similar to Sub-Zero, but I gotta kill each and every track till I get a deal. And that's real. Till then, I'ma shit on every mainstream lane. To be the first nerd MC to maintain a Jay-Z level of fortune and fame. Flow hotter than a fireball from Luke Kane. Won't stop till I make it to the top. When I drop, everybody know what brother name. I remain on a unique train of thought. Never take a loss. I'm a boss like Mother Brain. Richie Branson. Welcome to Otaku Castle.
We're in it, Manny.
What up?
What's going on, everyone?
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Ass Senpai Show.
Yes, sir. So this is our pre-Christmas special episode. Not so special, actually. But we're going to make it as special as we can.
Yeah.
So where have we been? What have we been doing, Manny?
We've been working a lot of overtime. Both of us.
Absolutely correct. At minimum.
It's that time of year, so we're both putting in crazy hours at work. Which,
Yes. Well, you wake up when I go to bed.
Yeah.
That doesn't help either.
that doesn't help either. I work practically overnight.
Yes.
For these last 2 months. So.
Every night. But that's okay.
Yeah.
We're here to fix that. We're here to remedy that. And we also have some exciting news. So we're going to be specific and vague at the same time because that's exactly how we live our lives. Come the new year, 2019 or 1219, depending the type of person you are, we're going to be doing our bi-weekly live shows right here on Facebook Live with everyone here.
Yeah.
Also recording it, tossing it up on YouTube as well. So much more consistent. Once the new year drops, we're actually going to have a set day of the week and time that we'll be sharing with everyone via Twitter, Facebook, etc. So definitely look out for that. We're excited for that.
Yes.
Yes, we definitely want to do these more often. We want more audience engagement. So it's definitely something we're looking forward to doing. What's up, Jody? What's up, Robert?
What up, Rob?
Thanks for coming. So let's just dive right into it, Manny. So what are we talking about first?
We're gonna talk about some comics.
Comic books?
Yeah.
I like it.
So, catch you guys up. I'm not really. It's nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading Marvel Now's Hawkeye.
Okay.
So I finished volume 1 and I'm in the middle of volume 2 right now, which is My Life as a Weapon, and right now Little Hits.
Okay.
And it's freaking fantastic.
What's going on with that
So
Marvel Now?
I'm not sure on the whole big picture for Marvel Now just yet, but in Hawkeye specifically, these are the events that happen to Hawkeye when he's not being an Avenger. So the Avengers are doing things, and he's like in his apartment, and this is the stuff that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's brilliantly written. The dialogue is great. The story is great.
Mm-hmm.
Each chapter starts with Hawkeye saying, "All right, this looks bad," and it's some kind of crazy situation where he's with a gang and he's tied up, and it's how he gets out of it and all that kind of stuff. And it's fantastic.
Okay.
So he's still a good guy even when he's not being an Avenger, just on the lower level for the little people.
Okay, that sounds dope.
It's fantastic. And the plus side of it is there's a second Hawkeye, which No spoilers here. If you read any of the comics, I believe I lent you the Young Avengers comics.
Yes,
So
I did
Kate
read all
Bishop,
that.
Hawkeye, is also in this comic.
Got it.
She took over as Hawkeye when Hawkeye was gone, being Ronin as a ninja running around
Yeah.
doing crazy stuff. So she makes her appearance here and there, and their chemistry together, fantastic. The book is great.
Okay, I like it. I mess with it. I'm excited for that. So what I've been reading, actually, I was reading this earlier, but you know me, I can't do my single issues. I have to do my volumes
You gotta
whenever
do a
they
volume.
drop. So third volume of Animosity dropped actually a couple weeks ago, but I finally got to it recently just with everything at work. And I don't know if I told you about Animosity, but it's pretty cool because in this world, it's just like normal, everyday things are going on. And then all of a sudden, at the same time, all across the world, every single animal and insect become fully sentient, like can have a conversation like we can, not only with each other, but with other humans.
That's scary.
It is frightening because they mess humanity up. They tear it up.
It makes sense. I think I've either read or heard of some scientists say that the only reason we're at the top of the food chain is because we're sentient and we have thumbs.
Yeah, so no longer the case. Like, oh man, some of the some of the images in the I was like, oh snap! Someone was like swimming, and dolphins were like, oh, you want to use this as circus acts, and they just demolish someone in the water.
Wow.
So it gets to the point where animals obviously outnumber humans. And yeah, humans are getting murked left and right. A couple chapters later on, they're opening like political negotiations at major cities, and a moose walks up with 2 big ass Gatling guns hooked to his freaking antlers, and then there's like squirrels on top of them, ready to roll them, ready to just unleash if the negotiations do not go in their favor.
Wow.
So obviously, if you're not vegetarian like I am, you're definitely gonna be one soon in this new world. It's not even like a full post-apocalyptic, but it feels that way.
Yeah.
And you're following the main character, a preteen little girl, and her bloodhound who actually protects her because she was nice to her pet.
Mm-hmm.
She was nice to animals all throughout her life. And it's just this journey. She's trying to get to X destination without being killed by either other animals or other humans. You know, like you encounter the whole Walking Dead issue of it's actually not the undead, but it's humans. It's the alive people we need to worry about. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And right now I got the whole set a while ago, and it's just sitting there. So I finally cracked it open. Ex Machina. Or Machina, however you want to pronounce that. I've read everything by Brian K. Vaughan except for this. And this is one of his first major publications back when he was on Vertigo. I think it was Vertigo before he went to Image Comics. And I'm deeply excited for it. Almost everything Brian K. Vaughan I've read, I've enjoyed. Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant writer.
Paper Girls is still going super strong. Saga hurt me recently, and I think they're going to be wrapping that up soon, but they did hurt me deeply. And yeah, everything he touches is just absolutely fantastic. So once I get more into Ex Machina, I'm definitely going to bring that up again and talk more about it to everyone because I'm excited for it.
Nice.
And then speaking of comic books, let's talk about some comic book shows
Yeah.
and or movies that have actually been popping up. So, I mean, for holiday season, there's been a
Yeah, we've been getting hit.
yeah.
There's at least almost one comic related media thing every month.
Yeah. Yep.
There's enough to keep you busy every month, and it's great. For people like us who enjoy
Yeah.
it, this is the best.
Yeah.
Movie wise, I am not caught up. I haven't been to the movies in a while, so I haven't watched Venom yet. Into the Spider-Verse came out recently, and I want to check it out.
Into the Spider-Verse is like top of my list to
looks
watch.
fantastic.
Probably next 24 hours. I think I'm going to watch that.
Actually,
Aquaman just came out.
Aquaman's higher on my. I was not gonna watch Aquaman, honestly.
Really?
Yes,
Jason Momoa?
I was torn. It broke my heart because I love Jason Momoa.
He's great.
He's freaking awesome.
He's great.
But DC has let me down so bad for like.
Well, not always. Wonder
No.
Woman was great.
That
Whoa.
was
Wonder Woman was good?
Wonder Woman was great.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed
I
it.
wasn't sure whether the official label was goodish, great. I don't know. I don't want to use that term so loosely with anything that Warner Brothers is touching right now.
I loved Wonder Woman. I think they portrayed her in a way that best emphasizes all her best qualities as a character. So they showed you how strong she is. They showed you how compassionate she is. They showed you that she is like a magic being. Like she's actually a god. You know what I mean? So I loved their approach for it. Watching all the marketing and everything though for Aquaman, I'm like, damn, am I falling for the marketing or is this actually a good movie?
You got to roll the dice on that one.
Yeah.
But early reviews have come back really positive.
Yeah, they have. So now I'm like, maybe I do need to go watch it.
Yeah.
I'll make a decision.
Yeah, we'll make a decision. But I would say Into the Spider-Verse is definitely top of my personal priority list.
Yeah.
That looks phenomenal. But outside of those movies, we did get the trailer. We did get the trailer for Endgame. So anyone who's been just riding that Marvel freaking tidal wave since, oh God, 2008? Yeah, first Iron Man. Unless you've been riding that since Incredible Hulk, R.I.P. It was an okay movie. But yeah, so the trailer for Endgame looks phenomenal.
I did not watch it.
It wasn't super spoilery though. It wasn't. It was semi-spoilery slash like enticing.
Here's the thing. This is my take on trailers in general. If you guys do not know,
He's very picky.
I am very picky in the sense that I generally don't watch them. Most of them, they give away too much. And the job, in my opinion, of the trailer is to make you hype or excited to watch the movie.
I am hype and excited.
I am already hype. I don't need hype to go watch Avengers Endgame. I'm going to be there, if not opening night, the next day.
The trailer actually wasn't that long at all. Like, it's a teaser. Maybe 30, 40 seconds.
I don't need to know. I will purchase my tickets as soon as they become available.
Oh, Lord. True.
Yes.
Nonetheless, we did get the trailer for that April 2019.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I was hoping for.
I'm hyped.
But what I'm worried about too is I don't want this to fully eclipse. Is it Captain or Miss Marvel? I forget Marvel. Captain Marvel. I wasn't sure what title they're going with. I don't want this to eclipse that because I feel like that's gonna be a great movie as well.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it's shaping up to be.
And I want them to
fantastic.
continue to like hype that. But I know everyone's been waiting for Avengers for Part 2, Endgame. It's the Endgame.
You know, I gotta look up to see if Mark Ruffalo really got fired.
I didn't hear about that at all.
Yeah,
that hurts me deep.
Supposedly, he was on a talk show, and he's terrible at keeping secrets about.
Oh
stuff.
no!
So somebody asked him what the title of the second movie was, like 3 months ago.
And what'd he say?
And he's like, "You can bleep this out, right?"
No.
And he said it, and then like on Twitter the next day, the directors are like, "Mark, you're fired."
No. That's upsetting. That's actually deeply upsetting.
It seemed playful. I got to read more into it. I'm hoping they don't kick him off for literally being terrible at keeping the secrets.
Right.
We'll see.
I
like him. I like him as Hulk though. He's fan-freaking-tastic.
Oh no, I hope they didn't. Well, I mean, Avengers Endgame aside, because who isn't talking about that right now? Mm-hmm. Recently, I did watch and catch up on all of the CW crossover.
Nice.
So if you haven't been watching recently, live action Flash.
How is this season without too many spoilers? Because I've seen small clips and pictures where Barry is in the Arrow suit and Oliver is in the Flash suit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
So this was
Elseworlds.
Elseworlds.
Okay, cool.
And so this crossover event was Elseworlds and introducing the Monitor. Mm-hmm. And the Monitor is kind of prepping this set of heroes in this multiverse area for Crisis on Infinite Earths. So at the end of this crossover event, they did announce Crisis on Infinite Earths is going to be next year's crossover event, which is going to be like the big. They also introduced Batgirl. And
Batgirl or Batwoman?
Batgirl.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Sure. Interchangeable.
No.
Batgirl.
Okay.
They introduced Batgirl. And they kind of did it. They did the whole "Where's Batman" thing in a solid way that no one's really going to question where it's Batman. and they're only gonna focus on Batgirl because like almost out the gate they were like, "Where's Batman?" And she was like, "I don't know. He's been gone for like 3 years." They're like, "All right, cool."
Okay, we can't rely on that. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of just like handles that issue. A coworker was asking me, they were like, "Does this have anything to do with Gotham?" And I was like, "God, I hope not." And it doesn't. It doesn't seem like it has anything to do with Gotham.
Okay.
They did announce Batgirl is gonna have her season next fall, which I was deep. I was like, why? Like, but whatever.
Okay.
But introduction Batgirl, she was awesome. They showed Arkham Asylum. They showed the names of the villains, but I see what they're doing. They held off on showing all of them, like Riddler, Poison Ivy, the actual in costume, because they're probably waiting for the season premiere of Batgirl, which is fine. I've told you a while back, I've only been watching Flash. Like I dropped out of Arrow early on.
Did you get back into Arrow?
No, and I kind of want to now. I kind of want to see like his prison break struggles. I kind of want to see all that crap. But Supergirl is still a consistent letdown, and I feel like in the episode, the Supergirl episode,
I'll be honest with you,
at least 10 minutes in, they gave me like almost a whole season in a summary, in like a 2-sentence summary, like what Superman did, Lois Lane, where's he going, blah 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 blah, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't need to watch you.
I still haven't finished last season,
and it sucks because I want to like Supergirl so much.
Me too.
And I actually wanted
it
like
has
watch
potential.
him more.
It has, I think it has the actors capable of putting everything that they need together in that show. I think we did, like we discussed before, that they're just not portraying a lot of the characters in an appealing way. And Supergirl's not one of those characters. That's the bad part. She's the good part of the show for me. Everybody else around her, I'm like, can you just go back to Supergirl?
Oh no, that's true though. But they did something amazing in the crossover where they kind of handed it back over to Supergirl, because when they introduced Superman and Supergirl, it felt like, oh no, you're encroaching within the territory of the show. That this is the main character, Supergirl's show, but now Superman's in it, and it's like, okay, do you really need to be here? Are you secondary? And yeah, they're kind of like just passing the buck and getting him out of there again. Cool. And maybe just bringing him in when they really need someone. But I mean, and Supergirl, Kara, the actress playing her, phenomenal.
She's a great actress.
Great actress. I actually love what they're doing with Supergirl and like the everyday struggle and relationships and emotions, etc. Like we actually need that. We need a foundational, we need a pivotal, strong female lead in this universe, because Arrow and Flash have been dominating, and League has very strong women sprinkled, throughout it. I mean, Legends, sorry, not League. And we talked about that in a past episode. Like, they need to really move forward with their strong female cast, because they end up being some of the best. And that segues into the Netflix Marvel world, where what is it, Daughters of the Dragon? Where's that? I would watch the crap out of that, even if it's for one season and immediately cancel.
Just give me the one season.
I would take a pilot episode and be like, cancel it now. Don't even tour my emotions. Cancel it now.
Yes.
That's how amazing that show would be. Oh, what's up, Marcus?
What's up?
If you were here for the intro, you actually you heard some of his music, and we'll also play more of that on the outro as well.
Richie.
Yep. Great stuff. But yeah. So every single Marvel Netflix show has been it's been getting snapped left and right. It's the snapping.
The snapping. Freaking Thanos snapped too hard. Punisher's coming up soon.
Yes.
And I imagine this is also going to be the last season of Punisher.
And Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones get canceled?
I don't believe it got canceled yet.
You sure?
I think they actually already started filming their season 3.
Okay.
So
once that comes out, it's going to get canceled.
It's going to get canceled. I am curious, though, if everything's going to get picked back up on Disney's service. Or if those are like shows with rights stuck at Netflix.
Right.
With Marvel's character. You know what I mean? So they can't go.
If it's the same show, different streaming provider, I don't care. Keep this going.
Yeah.
They even fixed one of my biggest issues with Iron Fist.
Oh, man.
They fixed Danny Rand.
Yep.
And they fixed how long the seasons were. Those are my two issues. And in my opinion, season 2 was great.
Season 2 for me was phenomenal up to the very last 120 seconds.
But see, I liked that.
I hated that last 2 minutes. It ruined the whole season for me.
It didn't ruin the whole season.
Yes.
No, that was the grab. That was to bring you back just for it to get canceled.
Just for it to be canceled.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
The
like,
chi sword?
bruh. No, that is great.
The chi bullets?
Fantastic.
Give me the chi bullets. Come on.
I'm okay with
Out
that.
of both hands.
I'm cool with that. Where? Why? How?
What do you mean why and how?
How?
They're going to show you that.
No, they're not. It's canceled.
Oh, maybe. Hopefully.
Not killing me.
Oh, man.
Oh.
It did make me sad to see that.
Yep. Daredevil season 3 did come out though.
Yes.
I binge watched that like the day.
Okay. So Daredevil season 3 was important for Matt Murdock.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wanted more Daredevil.
He kind of went back to Black Suit.
Yeah, he went
which
went
was
back to
interesting.
Black
I
Mask.
didn't mind it. I did miss the red suit though. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the way they did Bullseye was fucking great.
Yeah, but even the way they did Bullseye, I mean, that was like a whole arc of a villain origin story. Mm-hmm. But then also alluding and not fully explaining, Wilson Fisk. Mm-hmm. Does he have the same? So I'm not even. I don't want to dive into the comic books, but talking about the live action universe, does he have the same foresight? Does he have the same abilities as Misty Knight? Because she did that same exact thing when almost the first time we met her.
You're talking about like his abilities to
As
deduce
soon as
what's
you
going
touch, as soon as like your touch or surrounded by that person's like
on. The way they
personal
describe
objects, you are transported to where that person was like enacting things.
the way they describe him in all of the comic books and cartoons I've seen, he's a person with retarded strength. He's like peak human strength.
Yes.
He's in some versions superhuman strength and superhuman intellect.
Yes.
So he has both.
Yes.
So
Which he did display very well in the show.
Yeah.
They did capture that very well.
that's supposed to be, in I guess, in my expectation or estimation, a play on his intellect, how smart he actually is. Mm-hmm. And I love the way the actor portrays him. Like, Wilson Fisk is great. I overall enjoyed the whole season.
But am I wrong as just a base viewer watching this with no prior knowledge of any comic books to assume that him and Misty Knight have similar power sets, quote unquote power sets or abilities?
They have similar deductive abilities.
The way they portrayed it, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind more of an explanation on that. And we didn't receive that.
Yeah, we
So I
didn't
would
get
say that was a personal gripe of mine. Outside of that, the fight scenes, disgusting.
Yes.
Absolutely disgusting.
Daredevil versus Bullseye. Just every time they came together, I was like, God.
Well, which
damn.
ones? They fought like 5 times throughout this season. But every time it was disgusting.
Every time I was like, oh, God.
And Daredevil and Matt had an actual handicap.
Yeah.
Like his hearing's all jacked up.
I was like, bro.
Tell me how my jaw physically dropped when he heard his mother praying. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's mom. And I was like, oh, no. And then the episode ended. I was like, oh, come on. But it's Netflix. The next episode is right there.
Yeah.
That was a great twist. Personally, I was actually very, very happy with that.
Very happy with the show overall.
Yes, very much so.
All right. Let's slide into some video games, man.
Okay, what you playing, Manny?
I recently started Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, who hasn't started Red Dead Redemption 2? How's that going?
So, very good and very... I think it's too modern for me,
Too modern.
which is weird to
It's
say.
a Western game.
Right, but so here's let's start with the good first, all right?
Yeah.
The good first is the game looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The game looks fan-freaking-tastic. It's everything you expect from a AAA studio putting out a AAA game right before Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is top-tier graphics. Game looks great. The game plays great. Mechanically, everything is super smooth, super responding. Everything is fantastic there. I'm playing it on PlayStation, by the way, if that really matters. I'm not sure if elitists really care about that, but I'm playing it on PS4.
Hey, the game's a game.
The game's the game. Some of the things I don't like though are it's sometimes scripted and sometimes cinematic nature, and that's the modern part that I'm not liking. A lot of our newer games within the last 5 years, they give you that movie feel, like you're playing a movie, and I fucking hate that.
Okay.
That I don't like, and I get why it's done. I do enjoy having a view that looks cinematic, but I still want it to feel like I'm playing a game, if that makes sense. So there's some, and so take this with a grain of salt because I'm literally like 2% into the game. Okay, I'm literally like 2% in. So take this with a grain of salt. But like, there's scenes where I'll do something, right? Like I'll go hunt a deer or whatever. And it's like, yo, pick up this deer and let's head back to camp. Okay. And I pick up the deer and it's in cinematic mode, but I still have to move. Right. And I'm like, I don't get to do anything else. None of my buttons matter except for moving. I'm like, just move me. Make this a cutscene if it's going to be a cutscene. You know what I mean? Like, I can't move the camera. I'm stuck in this view. Just move me over. Let's cut to, and I can't skip it because I have to physically move there. I'm like, that's weird. Why'd you do that? So I feel like that's going to keep happening throughout the story missions. Every time it's a story event, I'm going to be locked into the cinematic type mode of that, which is it's going to annoy me, but whatever. The open worldness of it is freaking great. Like, I went hunting. Hunting's hard. As it should be. You literally got to sneak up on deer. You're using a bow because if you use a gun, you're going to scare everything off and you're not going to find anything.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah, so the game really, there's a lot of emphasis on living in the West at that time. And that part I absolutely love. But yeah, it's some of the scripted nature and some of the cinematic modes that really, they turn me off a lot.
Well, considering Manny's only 2% into that game, expect a part 2.
Expect a part 2.
Expect a part 2.
Expect to follow up on that.
What's up? Brose's in here. What's up, Brose?
Brose.
So, laid on one of these heavily, but you know why. I didn't have the console until you let me borrow it.
Okay.
And the other one, it's that love-hate relationship again. Playing Overwatch. But I am officially, even though it's a semi-official title, team advisor for Full Sail's collegiate esports Overwatch JV team. We have a JV and varsity. So I was like, oh, if they ever ask me a question about the game, I need to know what the hell I'm talking about. Let me get back into it. And Blizzard still has a lot of work to do, but we are being positive about it. Blizzard, you can email me anytime. And secondly, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Finally, all up in that. Didn't have any type of Nintendo console previously. I mean, how old is that game already? Like 2 years? 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
You probably already played Breath of the Wild.
It's probably like a year and a half
before I have, so you already know much more about that game than myself. But my daughter actually deeply enjoys watching that game.
Oh, there you go. So it's something you can play.
Yeah, I can play. She can actually watch.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, no, you ran out of arrows. I'm like running. And my stamina's gone. She said, Daddy, you gonna die? I was like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna parry with the shield. Don't doubt me. And then I die. And that somber ass music comes in, and I'm like, damn. But then I hit continue because it's a great game.
Yeah.
And then I get struck by lightning, and then I die. And it's just repeat.
It's jarring. I remember the very first time I was out in the storm wearing a metal shield and armor. And lightning just struck the shit out of me, and I'm like, wait, what just happened? What the fuck?
Tell me how salty I was, right? I was extra salty because I see the lightning. So I was like, all right, let me drop everything metal. And I did. Dropped everything metal. And it was right there, and I was like, all right, I got my freaking like wood shield and a freaking club. Not gonna do much damage because I'm surrounded by enemies. The lightning struck my pile of metal items I left in the open. It flung them all over. And I got damaged from it because it struck that close. I didn't think it was still going to like hit me.
Yeah.
But of course, me, being the rocket scientist I am, I was like, okay, all my metal's in a giant pile 2 feet away from me. let me stare at it. And then it just did it, and then it struck it, broke my stuff, broke like my spears. I was like,
everything got broken
yeah.
too?
So I was just like, just die. I just ran up to someone. I was like, just end me. I'm going to a previous save shrine. I was like, just
man.
end me.
That's too funny.
And I was like, I didn't think of that, but the game did.
No, it's great.
Speaking of great, Manny, we're gonna talk about Castlevania.
Oh man.
Yes, Castlevania
let's-
came out
let's talk
in
about
between
this
the last time
animation.
we did a live. That hurts me.
Castlevania.
Castlevania was great. So if you haven't watched Castlevania Netflix original anime, what is it? Two?
This is season 2.
Season 2
Well, so-
dropped, and it was great.
It's strange. Season 1 was only 4 episodes.
Yes.
Season 2 is 8 episodes. For us anime nerds, that's one season.
Yes, that is one season.
That's 12 episodes.
Yes.
A friend of mine at work just started watching it. He's like, "Yo, I'm almost done with season 1. I'm ready for season 2."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, cool. So you're ready to for them to start fighting Dracula?" He's like, "No, they're already in the castle." I'm like, "Bro, you're in season 2." He's like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Season 1's only 4 episodes." I was like, "Yeah, you're almost done."
That's funny.
Oh, but man, fantastic!
It was
freaking
fantastic.
show.
I was getting a little drawn out. I want to say it was the episode after they found the Belmont secret stronghold underneath the old castle that got destroyed, and I was like, we got to do something soon. And then, spoilers, within Dracula's castle, the whole uprising coup was happening. The castle teleported to them, and the next episode, shit just flew.
It went. I think episode 7. I think it's like 85% action.
Yes. And the
Which
fight
is-
scenes are phenomenal.
Which honestly I appreciated because the prior 7 episodes. Well, no, episode 6 was pretty decent on action too. That's when they're fighting in the library.
Yes.
So episode 1 through 5 is a lot of buildup. There's like
Yes.
1 or 2 confrontations each episode, but it's a lot of character development, a lot of story development, and overall progress on the ideas set in place through season 1 and starting in season 2.
Yes.
So that was great. And then when the action actually started to come off in episode 6 and episode 7, it was well worth the wait. Like
It was.
There's some times where I watch a show and I'm like, man, this wasn't worth it. Like all this build up and then that's it. Offended.
Yes. I completely agree.
Not the case with Castlevania.
No.
Holy crap. Because I remember I watched episode 6 and I was like, damn, that was a really good build up. That was worth it. And then episode 7 happened and I was like, oh.
Yep. Yep.
I was like, this was super worth it.
It was good. It was good.
Something weird happened for me though.
Oh, no.
When I finished episode 7, I'm not gonna have any spoilers or anything, but like Netflix played through the entire end credits and like took me back to the home screen.
That's weird.
Yeah, and I was like, that's it, that's the end. And I was like, and I went back to I searched Castlevania again. I was
Yeah.
like, there's an episode 8, right? Okay, and then I play episode 8, and I was like, that's so weird.
Yo, Netflix was like, you're not ready yet. Netflix was like, you're not ready, kid.
Probably.
It was like, you're not ready.
You're not ready for this.
You're not ready, but it's about to go down.
Oh man.
Speaking of not ready, I'm glad Goblin Slayer has been continuing in strides, in healthy strides, its ridiculous opening episode, if you will.
Yes.
Goblin Slayer, I'm watching this on Crunchyroll in case anyone likes to legally stream like myself.
I am as well.
And it had a quote-unquote confrontational
First episode.
yes, ethically and morally of what it was displaying. But I view this as this show's not gonna hold your fucking hand.
No, I loved it.
It's gonna hit you.
I loved it. It definitely made me uncomfortable,
Yes, it did.
and it was intended effect.
Yes.
So, in that aspect, I'm like, man, bravo. Like, I don't know how I feel about everything that transpired, but you made me uncomfortable, and that's what you wanted to do.
Yes. And to not get into any type of like hentai genres, there's a couple handfuls of anime that are going to give you graphic like that, make you uncomfortable, but still present the story in a anime-esque manner.
Yeah. So
And this is one of them.
yeah, absolutely. for those who are unaware, what happens in episode 1 is very far from hentai.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, no. Yeah.
Everything in episode 1 is very implied.
Yes.
But it's done so in a way, cut at certain angles and with the proper music and sounds that it's like you watched it.
Yeah.
You experienced it. Mm-hmm. So it's very jarring.
Now, mind you, I'm caught up, and that hasn't occurred again.
Yeah, but they keep referencing it.
Yes, they do reference it a lot.
They reference it as like, hey, this can happen, and this is why he does what he does.
Yeah.
To make sure that happens with the least amount of frequency as possible.
Yeah, he kills goblins
He's like, fuck
left
that.
and right.
Fuck
that-
that.
he's
This is
Goblin
not
Slayer.
happening.
Yep.
I am the Goblin Slayer. Mm-hmm. I am going to kill goblins because they mess with all kinds of towns and villages. And I love it. And the way they've progressed the show, man, it's so great.
I like the additional cast.
I love the additional cast, but there's a moment where like he meets the new members, and they're like, "Hey, there's a bunch of demons gearing up. They're about to attack the main city. Like, you've heard about this, right? We can really use your help." And he's instantly not interested.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Whoa, what?"
Well, no, he was like, "Are there goblins there?"
He's
They were
like,
like, "No." He was like, "Never mind."
Not interested. He's like, "Oh, well, we actually came to hire you for a different job for goblins." He's like, "Oh yeah, well then I am interested."
Yeah.
How many goblins are there? Where's their nest? Do they have a golf champion? I'm like, bro.
He was instantly like, "Goblins."
I'm like, yeah, that flip for 180. Oh, it has to be.
That's all he cares about.
That's
He's
all he cares
only
about.
here
He is single-minded
decimate
and
goblins.
he's driven to destroy goblins. And I actually really appreciate
And
it.
on paper, that sounds terrible. Your main character,
He only does
he
one thing.
only kills goblins. So we're gonna make a fantasy adventure, alternate world, following this character only kill goblins. Like, wow, that sucks.
That sounds boring.
But they executed
It's
this
totally
very well.
not.
Yes.
Yeah, I am very surprised. It's still intriguing. I keep watching it. Mm-hmm. Every Saturday, I'm like, let's go. Next step. I'm ready.
Next up. I kind of want to go back to this one real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So, keeping that stride of fantastic Netflix originals. Now, if you've ever heard any conversation between Manny and myself, the difference between anime and animated series, we believe there is a difference. So, I'm going to reference this as an animated series.
I agree.
But Netflix original She-Ra, Princess of Power.
Oh, man.
I kid you not. I don't even think this was a full weekend. Maybe one weekend
like a day and a half.
between me doing house things and other what have yous. And then all of a sudden I blink and my daughter was like, "Oh no, season over." And she's like 5. And I was like, "Oh, what the crap? We just finished this?" But this was a great show. And I'm actually very surprised. I personally didn't really catch wind of this before this dropped on Netflix. And I was like, "Oh snap, they made a She-Ra? Oh snap, they just straight rebooted She-Ra? Oh, this has nothing to do with He-Man?"
Yes.
And it was great. If you haven't watched She-Ra, Princess of Power, I don't care what kind of shows you're into.
Watch it.
This is a great show. If you like fantasy, if you like dope fight scenes, if you love strong characters, if you like strong women characters, this is a fantastic show. Outside of like a couple moments where I was like, "Oh, is this too scary for you?" She's like, "No, we're okay." I would say show this to your kids, especially your daughters. Like, this was great.
It's an awesome show. Very empowering for women. It's part of the girl power movement that we're having, which I love.
Yeah.
It's almost female dominated.
Yes.
I think there's 2 male characters.
Yeah, like the one sake guy, I'm gonna call him sake guy because I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name. He
But
annoyed
he's sake
me.
guy. He annoyed you?
He annoyed me. He
What?
grew on me as the show
okay.
went on.
I was about to
But,
question
like,
your ethics.
The first few episodes, I'm like, man, this guy's annoying.
What?
All right, let's keep going. She
No,
was
he was
dope.
great. She-Ra is dope.
She was a great character.
And they took creative liberties with like her backstory. So she's like the descendant of like the original aliens for this one planet versus, oh yeah, she's the twin sister of He-Man. Like there's none of that. There's none of that nonsense going on. She's just twin sister of He-Man, and she rides a magical unicorn or whatever. Nah, dude, they did not even dabble with that. They're like, this is She-Ra. This is her sword. The sword made a horse a freaking powerful flying unicorn. And I was like, Yeah, I can dig this.
made him sentient. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, he started talking too. That was great. But yeah, it was good. I want
show was
the
fantastic.
I want the next
animation
season.
was
Yeah, the
actually
animation was great.
fantastic.
Is it
Like,
the
the
same
fight
team
scenes-
as Voltron?
I believe this is the same team as Voltron. I'd have to verify, but I want to say yes.
Okay. And speaking of Voltron, final season just dropped.
Me.
What? I think this thing just dropped like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, it came
I
out
have not
recently.
watched it yet.
I'm probably not. Gonna
I'm
watch
about
it.
to watch it though.
I'm 3 seasons behind, and I'm gonna leave it where I left it.
Voltron actually progressed very well, in my opinion.
It had its ups and downs for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it had its ups and downs. For me.
Is it a show issue or is it a character issue?
It's a writing issue.
So a show issue, or is it writing about the character?
So my biggest problem is that the show can't really decide what it wants to do with its characters. So the characters themselves are well written. The actions they take are well written. But like the biggest problem I had was the Lions. For Voltron itself, the writers can't decide who's on the team, and that annoys the crap out of me.
Okay.
Like, can
For-
we make the team and can we fight the evil?
For that issue, my advice: watch more.
I was about to start season 4. I'm like, can we just make the team and fight the evil?
I'm telling you, watch more.
Yeah.
It
It feels very wishy washy. That's the problem I'm having.
with who the paladins are.
Not just like Shiro's on the team, then he's not on the team, then he's on the team, then he's the coach of the team.
Yeah, you just explained season 1 of Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
But if you do it well, people are still going to come back.
Yeah. I didn't come back, no.
No. Mind you, last season of Voltron is on Netflix. My advice is, if you haven't watched it, give it a go.
I mean,
I actually like it.
Don't get me wrong, the voice acting, the animation, the graphics, the show is top tier.
Yes.
I have writing issues and they draw me away from the show.
Yes. I feel like I'm hyping a lot of Netflix originals, but they've been dropping some monster
Netflix
things.
has been on the ball.
Yes.
Like legitimately, if you don't have a Netflix account, I weep for you.
I would say
they're
out
hitting
of
everything.
I would advise getting over Crunchyroll, over Funimation, over Verve or VRV. Gosh, what was that new one that just came out? Over
Dive.
High Dive. Over all those,
It's on Verve.
I personally would say Netflix.
I mean, you're gonna get animation, you're gonna get animated series, and you're gonna get superhero shows, and you're gonna get movies. Like,
Yes, and we are getting $0 from Netflix. We give dollars, and we're still advising get Netflix
Yeah.
if you haven't gotten it.
they're just giving you heavy hitting shows,
Yes.
and their anime track has only improved, honestly.
Well,
I'm
mind
gonna
you,
go
the
there
last
now.
2 series we just talked about, those are animated series.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of anime, they did announce that the 3rd anime Godzilla film, I've been watching those. I got my kaiju itch back. I found a picture like circa 96 of me in this white. It had stains all over. It's terrible. I used to always wear it on top of other shirts. It's a Godzilla shirt, but it had a button on it. And when you pressed the button, it roared. It did the Godzilla roar.
Nice.
And I sent it to John, and he was like, "Oh my god, what?" And I was like, yeah, dude, I can't find that thing anymore, like anywhere, not even on the internet.
Yeah.
But the 3rd Godzilla anime film, if you haven't watched those, the first 2 are on Netflix. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. King Ghidorah is making its entrance. It's like God Eater mode. It's gonna be awesome.
It's pretty interesting how we have a lot of Godzilla going.
Yeah, and then so you have
The movie coming out.
yeah, then you have the Hollywood iterations.
Yep.
And that trailer was dope. So we got Mothra. We got Rodan. Rodan's entrance was bursting out of this volcano. The Air Force like, what the hell is that? It's flying with lava still on it. I was like, oh snap. Mothra is like in caterpillar larva form underground, and then it like actually, does its freaking thing and turns into Mothra. That thing looks beastly. Then you got Godzilla charging King Ghidorah. I want to say in Washington D.C. Shit's gonna be crazy, dude.
I think we have a 3rd Godzilla verse too. I think the Japanese started another
Really?
cinematic universe with new Godzilla
okay.
movies too. So I'm like, wow, Godzilla's back.
Godzilla is back, and let them fight today.
Let them fight.
Now I'm excited for it.
Oh man.
Any other anime you watching, Manny?
There's a couple. There's one I'm going to touch on just briefly because I'm probably dropping it. It's called Last Song.
Okay.
That one's on Netflix. Honestly, I got into it because it's a similar idea to something I had when I was conceptualizing a game. I'd had an idea for a game, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to write it out just so I have it in the bank.
Okay.
And it's an idea where not music, songs are magic. So being a person, you can be born with a certain magical talent in this world that when you sing a song, it has certain magical effects. You have power over wind. You become an anime wizard when you sing.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see how they execute this idea. I want to see it. And it's really dramatic and really slow. And it's been picking up, but at the same time, I'm losing interest. So I probably won't keep going. The animation it's subpar. It's drama type animation.
Okay.
So it's again, it's another negative in there. So yeah, I probably am gonna drop it, but it's interesting. I think for some people, it's another show though. So this is actually contrary to She-Ra, Princess of Power.
Okay.
This show has 2 male characters also. 3. It has 3 male characters. One is the main bad guy. Then we have one guy who's like a knight in shining armor, a big prince type character. And then you have an annoying little brother. So in She-Ra, it's completely female dominated. I'm addicted to the show. I watched the whole thing in literally a day and a half.
Yeah. Well,
It's
She-Ra does a
completely
great
well
thing
executed.
of, yeah, granted it's female dominated. Well, the whole planet is for the most part, but your characters are so diverse.
Yes.
And your characters are so unique. And they actually have trouble coming together in certain times, but still actually have to go beyond their individual like issues to get the task at hand done, because they all agree on the same commonality.
Yeah. So
It's great.
They executed all that really well. They brought the characters together the way they needed to. Everybody had to overcome something, and it was fantastic. For Lost to Song, it doesn't do that. Not even remotely.
No.
So yeah, I'm falling off of it. I'm probably not gonna keep watching, honestly.
It's all right.
I might finish it just so it gets off my Netflix queue. I'll leave it playing in the background.
I mean, granted, there is a metric crap ton of anime to watch.
Yes, there's a crap ton of anime.
So that's no issue.
Something that I am probably going to keep watching, that again, it's also on Netflix. I told you, Netflix is killing it. It's called Last Hope. Have you seen this one?
I started it.
Yeah, so in this world, they made some kind of super quantum drive that didn't activate the way it was supposed to. Made like a worldwide fallout situation where the world was still intact, but it started mutating every creature. And so we have this sci-fi anime where animals are blending, mixing, and evolving with technology built into them.
Yeah, I remember. Yep. It's all good. Yeah,
And
I remember.
we have to, our main characters finding ways now to fight these super evolved animals that are just destroying shit.
Yeah, didn't they make a video game like that?
I don't know. It could be based off of a video game. Honestly.
No, like after this, I'm gonna show you the trailer for this actual video game. It's like PlayStation only. It's like post-apocalyptic, but there's like dinosaurs roaming the earth, but they're actually all made out of machines.
The anime, I'm actually enjoying it. The you have to suspend your disbelief for a little bit, because the way some of these animals evolve with the technology, I'm like, all right, that's super far-fetched. But whatever. It's for the sake of the anime.
This is the genre to do that anyway.
Yeah, this is the genre to do that in if we're going to do it. So far, it's been kind of a Monster of the Week show.
Okay.
So each episode, it's a new type of monster. Episodic in that sense, but it doesn't feel episodic.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
You're giving me some God Eater vibes the more
Yeah.
you dive into it.
So it's very similar to God Eater, less post-apocalyptic.
Okay.
There's God Eater was very like deserted. Everything was like a desert.
Yeah.
There's still lush greens and everything because the animals are still alive. You know
Okay.
what I mean? They're still thriving in their environments. They got like zoom in lenses in their eyes and shit now, and I'm like, that's freaking weird.
Yeah, it's dope.
So yeah, it's cool, very cool sci-fi. I'm gonna keep watching and see where it goes. The cool part of this show that I actually like is the characters. Actually, it's given me a Bebop feel.
Okay.
The characters are all very unique, and they're all very likable in their own way. So it's a I don't want to call them a ragtag team, but it's a team. It kind of is a ragtag team with one guy from the main military kind of pulling it all together and bringing in the pieces he needs to form this team to fight these random creatures that come and attack.
Okay.
So, and that's your Jet Black, and I think it's the same character who voiced Jet Black before in Cowboy Bebop. That's
Nice.
probably why I have the Bebop feel.
I do want to segue, and it sucks. I want to take up the rest of the time before we talk about upcoming events, and I want to talk about that. So, I am for live action Bebop series
Okay.
because Netflix is going to be touching it.
Oh, I'm ready. I've been ever since Keanu Reeves started shopping that around like 8 years ago. He was like, "Hey, I want to make this. I'm ready to be Spike. Let me know how much money to put in." And nobody's wanted to make it. They're like, "No, we're not.
No,
touching that. It's gonna
I'm
be too expensive."
I am for it. I'm saying
I'm
the
on
time is now.
The time is now. We're ready.
And mind you, listen. If you don't like the live action series that they give us, go watch the anime.
Yep.
Okay? It's good anime. One of the best. I'm for it though. Give us a great live action. It's okay to have live action right now.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can do this.
It's gonna be fantastic. Like, well, I can't guarantee that.
No, we
But
can't guarantee it, but I'm
if-
for it. I want to try it.
I am convinced it's gonna be a fantastic effort.
Dude, this awesome ass ragtag crew in a space opera, bounty hunting it up.
Yes.
Yes, we can do this right now with our current live action setup and technology.
Yes.
We can
I
do
mean,
this.
We honestly we could have did this forever ago. This is what Firefly was. Firefly
Yeah.
was it was geared differently, obviously, to go in a different direction. But the technology they had at that time, it's Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
They're just not having fighter jet fights.
And I am more comfortable that Netflix is touching this.
As am I. As we've already talked about this episode, Netflix is killing it right now.
Like, granted, the Death Note live action wasn't great. It was good-ish.
So yeah,
but
it wasn't that bad.
This is so different.
Yeah.
Live action Bebop series, not movie, is so different than those Death Note films. So different. And I really can't compare it. And people who are still salty about the Hollywood Ghost in the Shell, that's a different argument right now. Personally. Get that shit out of my face. It wasn't a bad movie. Wasn't bad at all.
It really
A minus. But I am so for this. I'm super excited.
Yes.
Netflix has been crushing it recently.
Killing it.
Dude, they got the streaming rights for Ava.
Yeah.
I'm excited as crap.
Yes.
I can finally rewatch the series. And for people who are like, oh my God, you get the original DVD. No, I don't have the original DVD. You know how hard it is? It's been to keep my original Gurren Lagann DVD set? Because that's super hard to find now. It's super expensive.
Man. It kills me.
And I didn't get Ava like when they were still distributing it in DVD.
I bought Gurren Lagann like immediately after I watched the whole thing. Right. I got it from Best Buy for like $18.
Hell yeah.
Forever ago.
Steal.
And now you go online and you can only find the collector's edition on Blu-ray.
No.
For $250.
You mean part one?
And I'm like, no, I've seen the whole series.
The whole collector?
Collector's edition.
Oh my God.
And it's legit like $250 to $300.
It's not okay.
And I'm
It's
like,
not okay.
I love that show. It's arguably my favorite anime ever. I'm not paying $300.
Exactly.
God damn.
Yeah. I agree.
Holy crap. So yeah, no. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
But getting the streaming rights for this and the original movies, like, this is important, honestly.
I like
for
it.
legal stream and to actually be showcasing to a whole new generation Evangelion, this is super important.
Well, I'm wondering if they have like distribution rights for it as well as terms of DVDs, because I just saw Castlevania's on DVD now in the store.
Oh shit!
You can buy it on DVD.
I want that.
So I'm wondering if they're going to re-release Ava as well to purchase.
Yeah, I purchased the hell out of that. Even if it's a new dub,
Yeah,
I'd do it.
I
Even
actually
when they
prefer
stream
a
it,
new
I
dub.
think they're gonna do the original dub on there.
It's possible they might redub it also, and I'm okay with either.
Yeah, I just want to watch it again.
Like, I want to watch it again. If you're gonna modernize the audio, I'm cool with that too. Because if we're being realistic about it, Ava was how many years ago?
A healthy amount.
It's well into classic stage.
It is a classic.
So it can be. I'm not gonna say it needs to be modernized, but it can be modernized in terms of its dialogue.
You might be able to know.
You know what I mean? So I mean, it can't hurt, and if it does, you can always watch the original.
That you can.
Those are available in places on.
Well,
the
this
internet.
this is original. Even if it's just a new dub, this is still
Right.
the original, which is perfectly fine. Original run 1995.
95.
95. Hell yeah. I'm super excited for
Oh,
this.
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
so glad Netflix is doing this right now. And granted, you're probably going to hear me talk about Netflix shows much more because Baki is about to drop.
Yes.
So hype. You know how hard it's been for me to not watch that show illegally? I had to wait for the whole season to be done in Japan before Netflix actually grabbed it, dubbed it in 18 different languages, and put it online.
Is it online yet?
Not yet.
It's coming this month.
December
isn't it?
18th.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's 2 days.
I know it's 2 days, but the more I talk about it, I'm about to get on watch anime, watch cartoonsonlinenow.com like some bullshit.
Man,
I'm waiting for the Baki.
that's funny.
What's up, Marcus? But
yeah, Baki's gonna be dope.
it's gonna be freaking dope.
It's gonna be epic. I'm
It's-
probably gonna blast through that in a couple days.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how many episodes.
I feel
there are.
bad for anyone who's working with me that week.
Baki!
I'm pick up the phone. Yeah, what? Oh, nudie! Like, I'm not gonna be there. I'm not gonna be there mentally.
Oh,
If you're my boss, sorry. But getting into the end of this show, coming up on time, it's been phenomenal. Actually, didn't expect it to go this long personally. But what we do like to talk about is upcoming events, especially locally, Orlando, Winter Park area, Central Florida area. Upcoming event, we have Substantial. It's going to be live at the Geek Easy. If you're not familiar with the Geek Easy is in Winter Park, Florida. It used to be in the back of a comic shop, which is a comic shop. It's now a separate venue next to a comic shop in Winter Park. This can be a great show next Saturday, December 22nd. You're also going to have performances by the homie IQ, a.k.a. Chris Allen, a.k.a. one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life. Oozes it. Also performances by Maglo and Lotus Cloud. All of these people are heavy hitters. This can be a phenomenal show. It's $15 at the door, but I was looking at a Twitter post, I want to say, or Facebook post by Substantial, and you also get the album when you pay the door cover.
Wow.
Yeah. He was like, by the way, your ticket gets you an album. I was like,
Wow.
Oh, okay. Already paid for itself. So huge show coming up.
Okay.
Going to be phenomenal. We actually have more shows coming up, some big shows after New Year. Geek Easy's going to be doing a bunch of great things. And yeah, we're super excited for it. So we might be there. You might see us. Come chat with us, have a beer, etc. Very excited for this show. And outside of that, just expect more. Like we said earlier in this live episode, come the new year, we're going to be consistent with a bi-weekly schedule. We're going to be posting all over our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, etc. when we're actually going to be doing those live sessions, like a day and time. Holiday time, get off our crazy work schedules.
Yeah.
Overtime should be a thing of the past, but we're definitely excited. We got some big plans for this live show, adding a couple different components, maybe try to get a couple guests in here talking with us. And yeah, we're definitely excited. And if you have any feedback, if you have any questions, let us know. We'll be sharing this in the Facebook group, Senpai Alliance. If you're not a part of it, go ahead and join.
Join the alliance.
Join the alliance. We'll also be putting this on our YouTube page as well. So yeah, we're super excited for it. And we're also going to be transitioning out. We'll see you next time. Love you all.
Peace.
Two brothers stronger than all others. When they hear the name Taguro, the nation stutters at the sound of its mention. Thus they pay attention at the way that I fulfill my ambitions. My mission's to be the greatest ever. Haters better take notice. Yo, my size may be major, but trust I'm not the slowest. My highest level of strength, never had to show it. Besides, at 10% I'm an effective opponent. Reminiscing on my first fight with this pesky kid named Urameshi. He could not best me. In fact, he came up shorter than Joe Pesci. Run along, spirit the